Have you ever wondered how debt can be a tool for financial growth? For many, the idea of debt sparks anxiety, a sense of obligation looming over us like a dark cloud. We've been conditioned to view debt as a negative thing, something to be avoided at all costs. But what if we could change that perception? What if we could view debt not as an adversary, but as an ally? Let's switch our lenses and look at debt through a different perspective. Imagine if we could utilize debt strategically to fuel our financial growth and generate passive income. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Like any tool, when used with knowledge and caution, debt can create opportunities, open doors, and pave the way towards financial prosperity. So, let's embark on this journey together. Let's challenge the traditional perceptions of debt and discover how it can be a powerful ally on our path to financial freedom. Today, we will challenge the traditional perceptions of debt and explore how it can be a tool for financial prosperity. To understand how debt can be a tool, we first need to understand what debt is. So what is debt? In basic terms, debt is an amount of money borrowed by one party from another. This borrowed money is known as the principal, and it's the initial amount that you owe. But here's the thing, when you borrow money, you don't just repay the principal. The lender, whether it's a bank, a credit card company, or a private individual, charges you for the privilege of borrowing their money. This charge is known as interest, and it's calculated as a percentage of the principal. The principal and the interest together make up the total amount of debt that you owe. Now, this debt is usually paid back over a certain period of time, according to terms of repayment. These terms outline how often you need to make payments, how much each payment should be, and how long you have to pay off the debt. These terms are crucial to understand because they dictate how your debt will affect your financial situation. There are many different types of debt, and each comes with its own set of conditions. Personal loans, for instance, are often used for big purchases like cars or home improvements. Credit card debt, on the other hand, can accumulate from everyday purchases and often carries a higher interest rate. Mortgages, which are loans for property purchases, typically have lower interest rates and longer terms of repayment. Each type of debt has its own pros and cons, and understanding these can help you make informed financial decisions. For instance, while credit card debt can be expensive due to high interest rates, using a credit card responsibly can help build your credit score. Similarly, while a mortgage is a long-term commitment, it can also be a way to invest in property that can increase in value over time. Now that we have a basic understanding of what debt is, let's move on to how it can be beneficial. The idea of using debt as a tool might seem counterintuitive, but it's a strategy used by many successful individuals and businesses. Now let's delve deeper into this concept. To begin, let's differentiate between good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is often associated with purchases that lose value over time or do not generate any income. This can include things like high-interest credit card debt used for vacations or luxury items. On the other hand, good debt is considered an investment that will generate income or increase in value over time. For instance, let's take a look at real estate. If you borrow money to invest in a property, and that property appreciates in value or generates rental income, that's good debt. You're leveraging borrowed money for an asset that increases your net worth. Similarly, consider starting a business. Entrepreneurs often take on debt to start or expand their businesses. If the business thrives, the returns can far outweigh the initial debt, making it a worthwhile investment. Remember, the key to using debt as a tool is to ensure that the return on investment exceeds the cost of the debt. It's about making your money work for you. Yet it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's crucial to understand that using debt as a tool requires careful planning, financial discipline, and a well-thought-out strategy. It's not about recklessly borrowing money. The goal is to make calculated decisions that will lead to financial growth and stability. Now you might be thinking, but isn't debt something to be avoided? Well, yes and no. While it's important to avoid unnecessary debt, strategic and purposeful borrowing can be a powerful weapon in your financial arsenal. So, the next time you hear the word debt, don't immediately jump to negative conclusions. Remember, not all debt is bad. When used correctly, it can be a tool to build wealth and achieve financial freedom. As you can see, when used wisely, debt can be a stepping stone towards financial growth. While debt can be a tool for growth, it's not without its risks. That's right, folks, debt is not a free ride. It's a tool that, if not handled correctly, can lead to some serious pitfalls. One of the most common pitfalls is over-leveraging. This is when you borrow more than you can handle. Like a juggler with too many balls in the air, things can quickly get out of control. Over-leveraging can lead to a downward spiral where you find yourself borrowing more to pay off existing debts. Another risk is the inability to repay. This can happen if your income decreases or expenses increase unexpectedly. The cash flow that seems so manageable when you took on the debt suddenly becomes a torrent you can't contain. Then, there's the impact on your credit score. Not repaying your debt on time, or worse, defaulting on your debt, can negatively affect your credit score. This three-digit number influences everything from the interest rates you're offered to your ability to rent an apartment or get a cell phone contract. So, how do you avoid these pitfalls? Here are a few tips. First, always have a clear plan for how you will repay the debt before you take it on. This includes understanding the terms of your loan and having a realistic budget that accounts for unexpected expenses. Second, keep an eye on your debt-to-income ratio. This is a measure of how much of your income is going towards debt repayments. As a rule of thumb, aim to keep this below 40%. Third, prioritize paying off high-interest debts first. These debts cost you the most in the long run, and paying them off first can save you money. Finally, don't forget to build up an emergency fund. This can provide a safety net if your income decreases or expenses increase unexpectedly. So, while debt can be beneficial, it's essential to use it responsibly. Remember, debt is a tool, not a toy. It's powerful, and it can help you achieve your financial goals, but only if you respect it and use it wisely. To wrap things up, let's summarize what we've learned today. Debt, in its simplest form, is money owed by one party to another. But it's not as black and white as it might seem. There's good debt and bad debt. Good debt, like a mortgage or a student loan, can help you build wealth or increase your earning potential in the long run. Bad debt, on the other hand, such as credit card debt, doesn't provide any return and can trap you in a cycle of repayments. We've also discovered that debt can be a powerful tool when used correctly. It can help you acquire assets, start a business, or invest in opportunities that generate passive income. But with great power comes great responsibility. The risks involved in using debt as a tool are significant and should not be underestimated. Remember, debt is not necessarily a bad thing. It's how you use it that matters. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more financial insights.